You don't have to know the answer. You just have to make it sound like you do. That is the general rule for the game, Am I Close? Okay, Virginia, Jaybird, and producer Denny's all set to compete here today. It is the ultimate game of BSing. We'll just see how well you were back in school, BSing your answers to your teacher all the time. Get a little taste of that. Okay, Virginia, first one for you is, why do we say the word deadline? Where does that come from? It's like you got to meet your deadline. There's actually kind of an origin story to that. And where does that come from?
I'm glad you asked me, because when I was in the College of Journalism at Louisiana State University, we learned about deadline. So deadline refers to when you have to have your stuff in, because at the end of the newspaper, there is a line, and it's what they call the deadline, so it doesn't bleed over it.
Okay.
And so it's actually all about the printing press, the deadline at the bottom. Am I close?
Deadline at the bottom. Okay, wow. What an interesting story that was. Okay.
I learned so much.
All right, Jaybird, can you tell me, where does the term okay come from? It says, oh, it's okay. Or, as you know, people will text you just K.
Well, they used to say that back at the OK Corral. Now, Doc Holliday was not a person of folklore, but a real historian, if you will, told the story about how a country that was in the midst of turmoil was going, are we going for the gold rush? Or should we all just shut up and hush? He has said, we're going to the OK Corral. We're going to make sure we find that gold, spread it to the world.
Yeah.
Never happened. And everyone's like, okay, whatever.
Okay. I think they said boomer.
Okay, boomer.
Yeah, that was the first time it was used.
No,
the
they
gold boomers.
They actually said, okay, tumor. Am I close?
Okay. Okay. All right. And Denny's, what I'm going to ask you here for Am I Close? Why do we call money bucks? Hey, you got any bucks on you?
Bucks?
Yeah. It's $10. It's going to cost you $10. Why do we say $10? Why is that a term associated with money?
I think, looking back at the history books, I think they decided to call them bucks because they didn't have money for a long time. They were using stones, and people are like, carrying these stones is just the worst.
Oh, stones would be heavy.
Just terrible. We need something that carries itself. So they got a bunch of deer together, and they would trade deer as currency. They would use the male deers as a currency, and you didn't have to carry it because it would walk around with you.
Really?
According to the history books.
Yeah, okay. The history books, huh? All right, so who made it sound like they know their answer? Well, I got to tell you, I don't know how, but Virginia ran away with the voting. She had the best answer, according to KBJ TV. 52% said Virginia had the best answer.
Wow.
Now, you went in and were completely wrong, by the way.
I didn't even vote for me, but that's nice. Thank you.
Yeah, the deadline originates in Civil War prisons. It was a literal line that if crossed meant being shot.
Oh, damn.
That was the deadline. You go past that line, they'll just blast you. Okay.
Appropriately named.
It's a little different at work. Gosh, could you imagine if you didn't get your project in on time, your boss just comes in and shoots you?
Blammo.
Ooh.
Sorry, I'm going to be late.
I would have had 1 week in radio.
Denny's had the second most amount of votes. 28% went to him for his answer for why do we call money bucks? Yeah, it did had to do kind of with deer. It's deer skins. It was used as trading currency back in the 1700s.
So he was really kind of close.
Yeah, he was. That was a great answer. Fantastic answer. And then Jaybird got 20% of the vote for his coming up with okay. It did come from that time period, though, the OK Corral. It was back in the 1830s. They started using it as a joking abbreviation of all correct. OLLKORRECT was, I guess, a term they had then. And so people would just, instead of saying all correct, they would say okay. And it was just kind of a shortened version of that.
Okay, boomer.
And then there you go. And that's how we got to okay. Very nice. The very educational KVJ show.
We give you bad information, but then Kevin gives you good information.
Mm-hmm.